with CAMHPRO, and I'm here in Lake Elsinore with Jessica from the Happier Life Project.
Hi.
Yeah, and she's going to give us a quick tour of their brand new building that they just moved in, last month?
Last month, yes.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yes, I'll pass it to her and let her give us a tour. And if you guys are watching right now, you can ask questions in the chat. I'll be asking questions for us too. We have Danelle Alaniz holding the camera today.
I'm back here, guys.
So she'll be asking questions as well as we're doing a little walkthrough, and you'll meet some of the Happier Life Project staff once we go inside too. So let's get a view of the outside. We're right across the street from the Alta Merrifield Memorial Library. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes.
Yeah?
I think so.
It's beautiful.
And back here is the lake directly behind us.
Oh, yeah.
Friendly postman.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm Jessica Kennedy. I work with the Happier Life Project. We just moved into this location about a month ago, so we're an RCO. So the goal is to have as much of the community members come as possible to be able to hang out here, receive services, get peer support, all of the wonderful things that we offer. So in here are a couple of our coaches.
Hi, guys.
We
Everybody
also-
say hi. We're live.
Our executive director, Carolina Ayala, is in intern orientation right now, so I'm sure she'll pop out and at some point and she'll be able to explain more about what her vision is and what our mission is. But through here is the main area where, like I said, we'll have, as people get to know that we're here in this space, be able to come, hang out. We have beverages, all sorts of information available. And then we also have these 2 rooms in here where we can run groups. Kimberly Funmaker will explain more about that. She currently runs her group here in this room, which is nice and cozy. Here, I'll take you in here.
You want to take us in here? Talk about your group too.
Oh, I haven't been in here yet. This is fantastic.
We have a cameo. He's making a cameo.
Oh, nice.
And then we come through here. And this is where it's connected. We have more office space for our peer specialists to make their phone calls, do their charting, whatever's necessary. Like I said, we just moved in, which we're very excited about. So that's our kitchen break room. Hopefully it will get cleaner and remain clean as it goes on. But that will be available also to our fellow peers that come in. So it's really just a complete working space. And like I said, the goal is that as word gets out, everyone gets to come, right? Hang out, get what they need, and we have such a variety of services that, especially in this area because we serve Riverside County, that we just think that it's going to be really beneficial, and we'll be able to help so many more people having the actual physical space. But yeah, so it's really exciting. It's super exciting.
Yeah.
And we're
agree.
happy that CAMHPRO is here to showcase it.
Let's
I know, I'm
highlight
gonna
all
just-
these things that are going to be on the wall.
Yeah.
Now we're really lucky. We're getting the before.
Yes.
Yes.
So when we come back next time, we're going to be able to be like, we were here before. All of these cool things are hung up.
And more things too.
Oh, look how beautiful.
Right? And that's kind of the goal too, is like we have this stuff, so slowly we're getting everything situated, but then also having like the community and whatever they make, right? And really just making it like it's the Happier Life Project, but it's everyone's space, right?
That really shows there's so many desks here too for all of their peer support specialists.
For the yeah, absolutely.
and
Yeah.
so much room for just anybody coming in.
Well, and that's the thing, is that I was explaining to Francis earlier that, so this is kind of dedicated, and each specialist can have a workspace, but also if they wanted to do one-on-ones, things like that, like it's really just with the peers in mind, right? And what's comfortable, and it's all about accessibility, right?
Yes.
So,
Definitely inviting, a great place.
Is this okay to show real brief?
sure,
Yeah,
sure,
no,
absolutely.
nothing confidential on
I
there. So
wasn't.
look at how busy their schedule is.
Yeah.
And if you follow them on Instagram, it's Happier Life Project, right?
The Happier Life
The
Project.
Happier Life Project on Instagram. They are always active. They're always somewhere in the community doing stuff, whether it's in Lake Elsinore through Zoom or far and wide. I've seen guys in San Diego quite a bit.
Yes. It's really all throughout Southern California. And again, I forgot about that, Francis. So we do have Zoom meetings available. And you can get all that access on our website and on the Instagram also. So if you can go on there, yeah, and you can see that we have all recovery meetings, young people in recovery.
Nice.
Like I said, Kimberly will talk to you more about the Wellbriety and the Red Road to Recovery. And then we also have LaDonna, who she works with the reentry population, doing huge things with them.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Excited to hear
because
about
it's just
that.
people with all different needs, right? And so that's why the peer support comes in so handy, because yeah.
Because we're so diverse.
With
There's
the
so
lived
many of us.
experience,
Yeah.
they're the only ones that can truly help, right? So at least that's what I believe. So yeah,
Yeah, awesome.
it's
Let's
very
walk back out here.
exciting.
We'll meet some of the staff briefly, and then we'll take it offline and record even more. And if you're wondering why we're all dressed up, Happier Life and CAMHPRO, they're actually putting on a costume contest today for the 5 and 5 Live. They got all these drinks and treats for us, so that's why we're all dressed up for this special event today, 5 and 5 Live on the road.
Yes, Halloween weekend.
Do you want to introduce yourself to the live? Yeah, and you can say a little bit about what you do.
Oh,
of course.
yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Oh, hi, my name is Sarah Dennis. I'm a community health worker and peer support for the Happy Life program. So my role in this community is help people to apply for medical, cover California, food stamps. Also, we can help them to fill it out paperwork, do annual determination for medical, and if they need like support groups, also we refer them. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here and help my community.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that information. It's so helpful. Good information. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we could meet.
Let's see. Anna, do you want to introduce yourself to the live?
Hello, my name is Anna Rockforty. I'm a family recovery coach. Welcome to the Happier Life Project. You want a happier life, don't you?
Yes.
I've never heard anybody say no. So welcome to our humble but beautiful offices. We provide community services for families and individuals who are impacted with substance use as well as mental health challenges. And we do that through education, advocacy, and of course peer support. And we try to go out in the community and do fun activities to normalize recovery. And my main passion is family recovery. The Happier Life has a platform called CRAFT, Community Reinforcement and Family Training, where we have an intensive 12-week session. We take our families and give them some education and some worksheets to improve their communication with their families, to influence them and motivate them into recovery and treatment. And that's my main function. We'll do that every 12 weeks. And right now it's so exciting. We have people coming in all over the world. Last session we had a lady from Ireland who wanted to help her family, her brother, to come to recovery. This, we just started, we're in our 4th week. We have a lady from Germany, one from the United Kingdom. We have a male from Wisconsin, Minnesota, Florida. It's just exciting. And I'm so grateful because I've been in family recovery for 30 years. And it's critical that families are involved today. Because we know that if families are not involved, our loved ones go back to using. And sometimes they die out there. So I'm very passionate about the family recovery. So if you want to know more information, we're online, thehappierlifeproject.org. We're on Instagram, and we're also on Facebook. And thank you very much for coming in and finding information about the Happier Life Project.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us.
So amazing.
Thank you for all that information, Anna.
You're welcome.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Happy Wednesday! My name's Kim Funmaker. I'm a peer recovery support specialist here at the Happier Life Project. We do peer recovery support, and what I do is offer Wellbriety, wellness and sobriety
in the 12-step program in the Native American way that we put around the medicine wheel. And so everybody's welcome. You can come join Fridays at noon and Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And there's other groups I offer, but you can always go to our website and see what we have to offer. All of our events are on there. Thank you.
Remind them what the website is.
Oh,
The Happier Life
the HappierLifeProject.org. Thank you.
Awesome.
And Instagram too, right? That's
Oh yeah.
And
you gotta
Instagram,
tag
same
that.
thing.
Are we introducing all around?
Yeah, let's
Yes?
introduce them. Yeah.
Yes.
Are we live?
We're
We
live,
are live,
yeah.
guys.
Wow. My name is LaDonna. I am a peer support coach with the Happier Life Project, and I'm also a forensic peer specialist, which means I have lived experience with incarceration. So the population of peer supports that I work with are people who are justice involved and in their reentry. And what I do is help them overcome barriers to reentry. Mental health is a huge one because a lot of them, you know, we come home with that anxiety and the PTSD and all that. So what I do is just help them recognize what the barriers are and how to overcome them. I'm an ex-lifer. I served 26 years. I went in as a juvenile. I went in at 17, got out when I was 43. So I can relate to them and kind of help them to overcome that things. But first they have to recognize that it is a mental health issue when we come home. And it's hard. This isn't the world that we left. So that's what I do. And I'm LaDonna with the Happier Life Project.
Thank you for that information,
Thank you.
LaDonna. I
Thank
love
you.
what you do.
Thank you very
Hello,
much.
welcome everybody to our costume party. My name is Elisa. I'm a person in recovery first, and I'm also a peer recovery coach for the Happier Life Project. One of the groups that I do is DBSA. I support our population that is affected by mental health issues. I'm in recovery from mental health and substance use issues, and we support all pathways of recovery here at the Happier Life Project. So Dharma recovery, 12-step, smart recovery, even Buddhist recovery, whatever your recovery pathway is, and whatever you're in recovery from, whether it's mental health issues, substance use issues, other life struggles. We have groups for all different kinds of issues, and one of our groups is the DBSA, Depression Bipolar Support Alliance, that we partner with them to support people with mental and emotional challenges like myself. And it's every other Friday at 3:30 online on Zoom. Most of our groups are on Zoom, so we've got like a GPS, which is group peer support. It's for substance use, mental health, and other life struggles. That's Wednesdays at 6 p.m. We've also got All Recovery Meeting, which is kind of like an open format to talk about all different things that we're working on in our recovery. And that's Wednesdays at noon, also on Zoom. So come and join us for some of our groups. Most of them are all online. Look at the HappierLifeProject.org and go to peer support menu there, and then look for the groups there that you'd like to join us with.
Great. And do those have direct links to the Zooms,
They
or
have
do they
direct
have
links.
a link
They
to
have
sign
the
up?
schedule and the direct link there.
Awesome. Very
Yes.
cool. Thank you.
Hope to see you there.
Thank you for that resource. Yay.
And I want to say that we have English and Spanish.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh
It's still
yeah,
rolling.
we're still going.
Oh, again, this is Sarai. We have our groups and also English and Spanish, and we're about to start a program called Familia Adelante. So that we help families to
Connect to their children, to learn good communication with their children, and how to support their children in overcoming cultural barriers, immigration barriers, learning about things like difficult subjects to talk about with their kids, like drugs and gangs, and teaching children how to speak to their parents, how to have good communication with their parents, and teaching the parents how to talk about those difficult issues with their children.
And that's Familia Adelante?
It's Familia Adelante.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that too. Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad you remembered that.
And we'll say bye. Let's give them we'll do a little walk through outside so you guys can see where you're coming. And then this is their little check-in area. I took over it today, but they do have one. You want me to walk with you?
So you're gonna get lost around the corner.
Let's show them what the cross streets are.
Yeah, what the community looks like.
So we're on Graham Avenue. Again, this is in Lake Elsinore. Graham Avenue, and then when people that are local or nearby will know Main Street, which is just several blocks over. That's a main, obviously it's called Main Street, but it is like a main thoroughfare with all the shops and restaurants. So that's just several blocks down here. And that's the exit off of the 15 freeway, which is Main Street, and then go down, make a right on Graham, and we're here. Yeah. And like I said, we're pretty centrally located. We have the lake down here, library, fire station.
Building too.
Yeah, and we're right on the corner. And
Suite 106.
106.
Suite
correct.
106.
Yeah. And as we, have been here and we get, more services and in contact with the community, our door, ideally, the goal is to always be open, right? So, so everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome.
I love that
Yeah,
so
we're
much.
really excited.
Thank you for inviting us. Thank you for having me. I'm glad I was able to come.
Yeah, thank you for coming. It's amazing. And you'll be able to speak with our executive director also. Like I said, she's just doing the orientation for our interns, which have been amazing also. That's
Yeah, I
been
got to
an
meet one of them already too.
Yeah, they're from a college, a local college here in San Bernardino. They're really great. Really, really great.
All right, we'll end it here. Bye, CAMHPRO.
Hi, my name is Ayala. I am the founder and executive director with the Happier Life Project.
And how long has the Happier Life Project been?
Been around?
Yeah,
Wow.
been around.
The Happier Life Project began as a desire of my heart in 2021. And we actually incorporated in June of 2021. And by that, I mean filing the paperwork, getting our 501c3. That came through in September of 2021 from that application in June. So we've been around a couple years now.
Yeah, and how did the Happier Life Project come to be?
So we are a recovery community organization, RCO, and what that means is we are non-clinical, peer-based recovery support services. And what happened was, out of my lived experience of having my own challenges with behavioral health, substance use, and having to turn to our county behavioral health, which was challenging to me, having been a mother struggling with substance use that gave her son to Child Protective Services, was able to get him back. Being somebody that's formerly incarcerated, there's a lot of stigma and a lot of hesitancy to go to the county for help when they have to ask certain questions about your situation. And I would end up lying about everything. And so my level of care would end up being very low because I wasn't truthful or honest about what was actually happening. Early in 2021, I was contemplating suicide almost every day. And so I was also using drugs and did not know how to stop. I had a small child at home, and like I said, I'd gotten him back from Child Protective Services. So when I would call the CARES line, which is our county line that designates the level of care that you have, there would be probing questions that would scare me. And so I would be dishonest and just say that my use was casual on the weekends that my son wasn't with me, just to not get in trouble. Because they'd asked, do you have children in the home? How often are you using? And I'm like, no, I'm good, thank you. And then what I tried to do was get myself into a medical detox. That was declined because the current drugs that I was using was smoking methamphetamine. So because it was only methamphetamine at that point, at that time, there was no medical detox for it. So I was told no, I could not go in. So I didn't have the money to pay for private treatment. One of my options was to say I was gonna harm myself and go into a hospital, 5150. Because then I knew that I could have some respite. I could be like there for 72 hours, get drugs out of my system. I was really losing my mind, but I knew that I wasn't crazy. I was caught in this weird mix. And so I remember sitting in Riverside, debating whether to go to the hospital 5150 and thinking like, I could get like in more trouble doing this because of my son. Like, then it's documented that I'm having mental health issues and can't take care of my child. So looked online, thank God for the internet. This organization by the name of RI International, and they had a lot of mental health support. And I found that in Temecula, they had a wellness center. So I said, okay, I'm not gonna go into the crisis, I'm gonna just show up there. So I showed up, there was 2 people, a male and a female, and I walked in and it was in a county building in Temecula. They had an office downstairs. And I went in, and one of the first things I said was, can I be perfectly honest with my situation without getting into any trouble? And they said, is anybody in any imminent danger? And I was like, no. And they said, come in, have a seat, let's talk. And I was able to sit down, and they engaged in some questions, asking me, like, I wanted help. I knew I needed to do something, I just didn't know how. And I was able to be completely honest, transparent about what was happening at home, what I was going through mentally, you know, the drug use, all of that. And I was so empowered out of that one conversation that I walked out of there. I walked across the way through their guide to the intensive outpatient program that they had for the county, called the MOMS program. So somebody would be able to take care of my child while I was doing this. The other thing was that I contacted that detox, Global Medical Detox in Menifee, which is where I live now. And I lied to get in there. I said I'd been drinking for 2 months and taking Xanax because I knew that they wouldn't take me if I just said methamphetamine. And I didn't want to start at the IOP program running the risk of being asked for a urine analysis and it being positive. So I was like, no, I got to go take care of this. And I did. And I went in, they accepted me. And one of the things that I said first is, I want to get off my psychiatric medication. If you can tell me that I could come in here and detox and get off the psychiatric medication, I will stay. Because what was happening for me was the psychiatric medication was given to me for my symptoms of my drug use. So therefore, it curbed the hearing voices, it curbed the paranoia, which propelled me to use more. So I would purposely stop taking the medication so I could lose my mind and try to get help. And so it's this vicious cycle that it was like I had to do this, to do that, it was just so much. So they were able to get me off the medication. I stayed in there for 5 days. I got out and I went to the MOMS program. Sitting in there, I was with a bunch of other women who had lost their children to the system, who felt that they were hopeless, that they weren't going to have them back, that CPS was this, that, or the other. Part of my history is at the age of 20 years old, having lost my child as a direct result of me being in a blackout drunk and not remembering that I had her in the car with me. And she passed away ultimately, and I went to prison for quite some time. And so that messed with me more and more and more, you know, throughout the years, which increased my drug use. So after I had my son Tomas, and I gave him to Child Protective Services under drug use, and I was able to get him, well, I was told by the state of California that I would never be a parent. I wasn't gonna be able to raise my child because of what happened with my daughter, Crystal. God had a different idea. And I have full custody of my son. So being in this room with these women going through this IOP, hearing the desperation and that they'll never have their child back. And I'm like, let me tell you, like, you can. And so that's when it was like, the desire was just like, okay, I wanna help. I've gone through all of this stuff. Like, it's time that all of this becomes something for others. And so the desire of I just want a happier life. It's always just been just a happier life, right? So in that IOP, they showed a documentary, The Anonymous People. So I'm rooted in 12-step, that is my foundation. But when I watched this documentary, it had this whole movement of recovery from the East Coast that's been happening for many, many, many years. And I'm like, why isn't that here in California? And it lit a fire in me. And I was the only person in that room that was so excited about it. Immediately, I went to RI International. I signed up for the peer support training because there was this recovery coach thing, this movement, and having a voice and a face. And I was like, oh my God, we need to do this. And I started following the people that I saw in the documentary, Faces and Voices of Recovery. They're a national organization, the McShin Foundation from Virginia that helps people that are incarcerated with peer support. And all this is RCOs, Recovery Community Organizations. I flew to Virginia to go submerge myself, to see like what is going on here, what is this thing. And I started reaching out to other people that had RCOs and just asking a lot of questions. How did you do this? What do I need to do? This is who I am. I was 45 days sober.
Nice.
45 days sober. And everything just changed. Just a little backstory, because my daughter Crystal is in heaven, Crystal Alexia, I found myself in front of a psychic medium. There's a little story with that, but I won't go into that. And her name is Becky K. Priest, and she's in Marietta, amazing human. My daughter came through. And one of those things that that little girl said is, Mom, you need to go forth with a nonprofit. You're gonna help so many people. Nobody knew, but in my heart. And I remember feeling the shackles fall off at that moment. Everything came flooding to me that all of life wasn't anything about me at all. And everything just changed. Everything has changed since then. And so little by little, learning, asking, showing up, being inquisitive, not taking no for an answer. The Happier Life Project is a place that people can come to with whatever that looks like. There's so many things that we're struggling with and suffering with that we can't conversate in places that want to help us but can't help us. And so to me, community-based organization is a place where it doesn't matter. We don't judge you. We're not calling anybody to say anything. It's like, how do we help you? What do you need? How do we support? And that's in a nutshell kind of where it's, you know, just all started. So I think there was a question about who we serve, right? So that ended up broadening and broadening and broadening. Really for me, it's always, hi, you're human, we can help you, right?
Yeah.
But in this world and in the way that nonprofits are funded, it's very specific on who are you helping, very targeted, you know? And I don't really care for that, but I'm a woman, formerly incarcerated, also Spanish speaking, also Native American. I was also that runaway youth at the age of 12 who had gone through abuse as a child, married at 15, teen mom, you know, attempted suicide, been in mental hospitals. So there's this plethora of like Carolina that I'm like, there's such intersectionality with all of it. How can we just say we're only gonna help here? It affects everybody. And the family specifically, like me coming out of incarceration before my daughter Crystal passed away. I hadn't lived at home since I was 12. I was now 18 and I was 19. I was being sent home to mom, who I hadn't seen since I was 12, and had a child, had abandoned another child, like just gone through everything you could think of. And my family had no idea what it was like to have somebody like me in their home. 6 months later, the death of my daughter happened and I was in prison. Nobody knew what the heck. There wasn't any support, no education, no understanding, and I didn't know that I had this thing, right? No idea. I just thought I was a bad human being. And so our mission, our vision is that all pathways are embraced and supported by all, you know, all recovery pathways. There's so many different things that have helped me, medical, non-medical, community-based, internal, light work, energy work, EMDR, microcurrent neurofeedback, talk therapy, talking circles, yoga, breath work, meditation, exercise, like, you know, it takes what it takes. We're not unidimensional, we're multidimensional. And that's what we represent.